Vortex viewers are invited to a special taping with Michael Voris and Canadian broadcaster Michael Koren at the Detroit studios of RealCatholicTV.com on Tuesday, June 14th at 7 p.m. Michael Voris was a guest on Michael Koren's Canadian TV show a couple of months ago and has now authored a provocative book entitled Why Catholics Are Right. So join the two Michaels right here in our studio for what is sure to be a spirited and lively taping, as well as book signing opportunity. For further details, click on the link.
Hello everyone and welcome to The Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. Most Catholics who are serious about their faith are likely familiar with the story of St. Francis of Assisi's vision where our blessed Lord told him to build up my church. That vision inspired Francis to do extensive repair work on a tumbled-down church building on the outskirts of town. But much more than that, it became the symbol of Francis's building up the church with his holiness and fidelity, which has inspired and attracted so many for nearly 800 years now and counting. We are all called to build up the church, and today, 800 years after St. Francis, a new type of building up has emerged. Still, of course, rooted in a deep love for Christ and his holy, impeccable bride, today, the new media of social communications is the tool the faithful are using. Earlier this week, news broke that the University of Notre Dame had elected to their Board of Trustees a woman by the name of Roxanne Martino, who had contributed thousands of dollars to the pro-abortion group, Emily's List. The Catholic internet exploded, and Notre Dame was buried under an avalanche of protests and demands from people calling out the school for its apparently hypocritical claim to be pro-life. University administrators offered lame excuses and apologia for their decision to bring her on board, but in the end, none of it mattered. Notre Dame got exposed once again for either being massively and inexcusably ignorant or of betraying the school's Catholic identity. Most faithful Catholics have their money on the latter. In the end, Martino had to pull her name because Notre Dame simply could not continue to swim upstream against the furor caused by the Catholic internet. This is one very effective means of building up the church in this day and age by exposing and tearing away the rot to make way for the building. We saw the exact same type of example also this week, this time in Charlotte, North Carolina, where the bishop there, Peter Jugas, ordered a halt to an insulting and offensive initiative called Faith Shared, whereby a Muslim imam was scheduled to appear at a Catholic parish and read and share passages from the Quran. News of this spread quickly, again thanks to efforts by Catholics on the internet. Further digging revealed that one of the sponsoring groups of the Faith Shared program was a homosexual rights group. When the bishop was told, he pulled the plug. God bless him. The influence of the Catholic internet is reaching a critical mass. For decades, modernists and progressives in the church have marginalized faithful Catholics and categorized them as crazies and nut jobs. They have relegated them to ghettos, keeping them out of the mainstream power channels of the church, done everything in their power to silence the orthodox, authentic voice of the faithful. What these lovers of tolerance are finding out is the same thing that the mainstream secular media has discovered in recent years. The internet has become the vehicle for the voices of the oppressed. Many in leadership in the church don't like this phenomenon. Chancery officials or university leaders who act out of concert with the magisterium are finding it increasingly difficult to get away with things. In some cases, they lash out against faithful Catholics on the internet, like the very uncharitable language launched against the folks at LifeSiteNews.com. What we are seeing is something akin to a counter-revolution boiling up from below among the laity who are fed up, angry, and refuse to take it anymore. And this is true on both ends of the age spectrum. People in their 70s and beyond, and people under 30 are some of the most ardent and strident defenders of the faith these days, and they are meeting each other in the virtual church, which is becoming something like an online parish. But call it whatever you want, the reality is this. It was through the tools of the media in the 1960s and onward that the Revolutionary Guard seized control of much of the power structure of the church and was able to unleash its destructive will. So, somehow, it seems like poetical divine justice that it would be through the next and even more powerful generation of media tools that the counter-revolutionary Catholics are able to fight back and build up the church. Jump on board, papal loyalists. Charge! God love you. I'm Michael Voris.
Please help us keep delivering these kinds of messages that so desperately need to be heard and acted on. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber. Become immersed in the faith established by Jesus Christ. The Catholic Church is the only hope against evil because that is its God-given mission. As our Lord said, apart from me, you can do nothing. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber and come to learn and love Christ more deeply.